Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Eric Percival, also known as Scuffed Gaming, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Repentance, the Road to B-Side. Today, we are going to be, well, continuing the Road to B-Side. As you can see, we're well on our way. There's a decent chance that this will be the last 5 runs that we play for the channel, but for now, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Apollyon, next on the block. Apollyon, average everything except for tears rate. Actually, I think that is average tears rate, but we start off with the Void. I do think we will need the speed. Void, as some of you may know, is exceptionally powerful. It gives us the ability to either stack active items on top of each other, or, and really, this is, I don't want to say more so what it's used for, but you could use it to turn mediocre. I'm going to remove this from the chain. I think you... Actually, you know what? This is fine. Now, what people can use it for is to get rid of passives that you don't want. Like, for example, if we didn't want Speedball, we could actually have voided Speedball and gotten different stats for it. Now, this has a decent amount of upside, especially going into something like Planetarium, because if we get a bad Planetarium, we don't want it. We could simply void it and get stats. So some people have said, you know, they don't like void because they feel like void is boring, but I like void because void is powerful. It's very similar to Binge Eater in the sense that Binge Eater is not really that exciting of an item when you really think about it. It's not like Binge Eater, you know, it's not like Binge Eater breaks the game in half too much, really. It's just that Binge Eater stops you from losing your run. Didn't really know that was there. I'll take it. Let's go ahead and bomb this. We're hoping for a key also. And I'll even bomb this chest out. Boop. Yeah, that was worth it. That was pretty much worth it. I remember our score was not that good, so I'm just going to ignore it. Yeah, I mean, because like, items like Binge Eater just give you stats. They don't change the way that you play, like Suplex and like other items do. You know, they don't give you a new way to play. They don't change your tier effect. All they do is just make it so that it's hard to lose the run because your stats are just so above and beyond what you might need to win a run. I'm just gonna actually just bomb Duke here. I'm tired of you. And that's kind of where Void falls, unless you get like a good stack of active items. Like if we find a library, 100% we want to void everything in that library. The question is, do we want supper? I don't value the HP up as highly as I value the stats. In fact, because we have this soul heart, I'm actually going to void, and this is going to be controversial because we will need the red HP for our deals, but I'm going to void this first one. Yeah, that's not what I was hoping for. Oh well. Live and learn, I guess. Okay, well, this is fun. So sometimes, unfortunately, that's what can happen with Void, is Void decided that instead of giving us actual usable stats like tears, damage, range, anything like that, would instead to give us shot speed and speed, which we already had because of Speedball. There is good and bad to that exchange. The bad side is that we didn't want those stats. We wanted tears and we wanted damage. But the good, I guess the good-ish side of it is that we can now start considering voiding speed ups because we don't need speed ups. So if we see another speed up, we will gladly void it. Now, the question we have to ask ourselves is, are we interested in checking this item room, even though we'd like to get an extra item to potentially void from a Planetarium? And the answer, I think, is going to be, we'll see. We're going to need to play 2 more rooms before we activate this Emperor card. Oh, I thought I was going to kill that man. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of shot speed. I think shot speed is an often overlooked, underappreciated stat. And the main reason why is because your tiers can sort of reach their intended targets faster. You don't have to drift them in as early. Almost got hit by that death rattle, even though it was like the longest death rattle ever. Don't be like me, kids. Play smart. Work smarter, not harder. Give a tough job to a lazy person, they say, he'll figure out an easy way to do it. Or they will figure out an easy way to do it. And we want to find easy ways to do these things. Let's just go fight the boss and see what the devil deal looks like for us. I'm going to Emperor card now. It's going to be Monstro with some ads. I'm going to manage these ads first. It's a weak champion. I was really hoping to get Monstro to leap, I was going to say. That way we could get some cheeky damage with the bomb in there. Really happy to see Monstro as our floor 2 boss. We'll take this red HP this time. Get our trinket. Actually, I'm going to leave the trinket here, because this will suffice. Guppy's Eye. Gives the ability to see into chests. I will take it. I will take it. Because it's acceptable. You can see with Guppy's Eye, we can know what's going to be inside these fires. We don't have to waste our time bombing the other ones. And I think because it is Guppy's Eye, we are going to have to check this to see if we can... Yeah, we're going to avoid this. Get us nice damage up and a range up. Okay. Very cool. Very, very cool. Let's go ahead and let's do the wide room so that we can get the charges for Void. There's actually a vault here, which we don't have the keys for. There's actually a charge champion, so they usually drop a charge something or other, but they did not this time. I do want to get into the vault. The question is, are we going to be able to bomb these keys out while also checking the secret room? No. That's okay. With any luck, we'll be able to get something cheeky out of the vault. Even some money would be nice, because then we could buy something out the store. Maybe another soul heart. Something to keep our run going smoothly. We got PJs, actually. Yes. Pretty good. Solves our HP problem. I will happily bomb this. We know that there's going to be a gray chest inside of this. We're going to just ignore that because we are not... I'm not weak. And already, we're really feeling pretty comfortable. We're already feeling pretty comfy cozy. Nice and cozy. Absolutely, dearie. Flooded caves. We have 4.5 the damage. And we did get a range up also. Okay. It's also thanks to our shot speed that I can more predictably gun down some of these enemies. It's not worth it. I think one more point of damage and we would have an adequate amount of damage for these rooms that we're in. Also, this is one of the most annoying, like surprisingly annoying rooms ever. There we go. Alright, well now we might want to do the challenge room. You know what, we could do the challenge room if we really need the charge. Back up, man. You know what? Back up, dude. Going for the planetarium might be overrated on this character because we want to have... Excuse me. Because we want to have the ability to void everything on the way down, otherwise our charges go to waste. There we go. Tears up would be really great. There's our shop. I mean, we'll take either one. We'll take damage, we'll take tears. We could use both. If there's a pedestal item inside the shop, I would be tempted to buy it. No, that's not the one that we would want though. That's a real shame, truth be told. No. We're not hurting for HP, we're hurting for stats. Or a different way to play. You know, what I mean by that is like we could use whatever good Devil Deal has to offer also. Actually, can we bomb this keeper? We sure can. We do this to better increase our Devil Deal chance by a little bit. We'll get him. We'll get him one day, guys. Someday he'll learn. Someday. Someday you'll learn. Someday. Someday. When my life has passed me by, I get banned by YouTube. It was always there for me. I'll take the damage. And he was always there for me. I close my eyes and a ba-da-da. We took Glass Eye because it offers us what we want, which is a damage up. Man, if we skip one item room for a planetarium, is it okay to do that though? Is it? I don't know, man. I don't know. Should I have avoided PJs? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Ow. 2, 3, 4. I close my eyes and I'll take you there. Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting conundrum that we find ourselves in because we're not really weak, but we're not really strong either. Like this we can't go into Dogma like this. We're gonna need a good deal at some point. We've got a couple more shots at the deal. It would also be a shame because we get rid of our gold. Yeah, I think unfortunately we're going to have to. I think unfortunately we're gonna have to go into the item rooms. We're not gonna be able to. Skip them for the planetarium this time. Sorry, guys. I do like trying for planetarium, and I do enjoy, like, obviously I do enjoy getting the planetarium items, but it's just not going to be worth the ignoring. Yeah, that's cute. Actually, we could bomb this out, right? Get the free coin and potentially get this keeper. Yeah. We just need to, we need it. We need to, yeah, we should avoid this too. A damage in a range, alright. Hey, you know, if our damage ends up being up there, just from voiding everything, then I'll take it. 6.8. 6.8 damage at 2.7 the tears rate. We can 3-tap grubs. We can 5-tap globins. So I mean we're comfortable. How much for bomb flies? 3 probably? Yeah, 3. Let's check the vault. That's a lot of stuff. Boop, 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 boop. 2 more prayers for the lost. Now we can actually check our store for show. Give me that bomb. Now, was the secret room next to the boss trap room? It sure was. Yeah, right. And it's a magic scab. Actually, we do want to bomb this guy, because he got a nickel inside of him. Alright, so this floor could be huge for us as far as usage of Void is concerned, because we know there's a HP and a luck up inside the boss trap room. It's just something else that we can Void. And Void could give us, like, useless stats. When we've seen this already, right? And we're not super happy with Void in that case, but... yeah, like we would Void this too. We would Void that too. Unfortunately, there's just not a reason. 10 bombs is not bad, but hopefully the shop will have like a full charge in it, because we're seeing lots of voidable items here. All right, let's not waste this charge. We definitely don't need the bombs, so I'm gonna Void the bombs. We do finally get a tears up, another luck up, so slight tears up. Another half a tear per second. I feel comfortable voiding the 10 bombs. I'm actually saving the Hermit card for the Diops. Because it will be our way to teleport out of the mom fight. That's what we're going to use it for. For reals. For reals, bruh. Yeah, that's fine with me. We can stop there. Alright, the shop contains a starter deck of full charge. I will buy both of these things. The starter deck and the deck of cards. And I will void the deck of cards, probably. The real question is, do I want to void the deck of cards, or do I want to save void for something else? I think I will void the deck of cards. And you know what? Let's just put more money into the store, into the bank Aroni. Here you go. You can have these 10. You can have them. We didn't ever max out our dono machine, so it's one of those things, right? It's a thing where if you're playing on your regular save file, I understand that Road to B-side we're not really contingent, but you should probably do it. Really? Have to bomb this again?
The tower.
Let's fight 2 bosses. Good practice against bosses. Bad dodge. Unfortunate dodge. I have the tendency to psych myself out against Peep a lot and just get hit. Because the bullets feel like they come at you just fast enough to where if you don't move out of the way from the shot. Yeah. Alright, one more boss in this room. It's Polycephalus. It's gotta be Yellow Champion Polycephalus. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense, boys. Come on, bud. Got him. Okay. And we'll just go fight the boss. We're okay with having the extra HP because we anticipate having another deal. And you never know, maybe this will be the deal. Red Champion Mega Fatty. Okay. Completely forgot that he had a cross shot. Oh, moved into him twice. That's unfortunate. Don't want to get hit twice by these enemies. Our range and a tier size. Oh, let's scrap this. That's good. Yeah. I love not getting deals. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. Yeah. Words can't describe how many times I've had like a lost run end because Krampus just decided he was gonna like brimstone beam in a position that didn't make any sense. Alright, well, that's rather unfortunate. We don't have any way of avoiding that. We don't have any way of getting a full charge back, so we're just gonna be sad, and we're just gonna go pick up this soul heart and go down, because the game doesn't really want to give us a deal. You know, we qualified for a deal and it happened to be Krampus. There's an okay chance that we won't get a deal. We get Guppy's eye. Yeah, we're not getting a deal. We're not getting a deal because this is Curse of the Labyrinth, so we would have to succeed our check right now. So, unfortunately, guys, it looks like we're just gonna have to be doing this the boring way. Which kind of stinks because we played pretty well, honestly. Just for the game to give us the middle finger and be like, alright, well, you can have Curse of the XL for the last floor. Alright, get 2 item rooms. Get 2 item rooms, we have 6.8 damage, so I mean, we're not weak, but like I keep saying, we're not really strong either. We don't have any really transformative abilities here. We're just gonna try to find our item room. Hey, we found the boss. We could just beat the boss. Now it's very, very important that we don't void the negative or anything like that. That guys are supposed to be stunned. But let's just fight both bosses right now. I mean, it's gonna be Reap Creep. Curse the XL is weird, guys. Like, why did we find both these fights right away? The boss fight's like 3 doors down from the 3 doors down. He spends his life in California, watching the stars on the big screen. Maybe Reap Creep will hook us up, give us a nice tears up, you know? Why can't that be me? Cause in his life he's filled with all his good and evil. Such a lot of things he'd rather not mention right now. Yep. Just before he says good night, he looks up with a little smile at me and he says, if he could be like that, he would give anything. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that. I'm gonna avoid that. Alright. Game's got jokes. Game's got lots of jokes. Game's got a lot of good jokes. Joke. Actually, is there any reason for us not to just fight Mom right now? I mean, even if we won't get the boss item, and we can't void the deal, so like... we probably won't get a deal. Like, that's the truth. So, we might as well just do it now, right? Then we can play the rest of the floor with the negative. We got a shot speed and a luck up. Void is in a mood today. The game wants to make sure that we fight for our wins no matter how many times we have to void an item. Our item pool is not that good. Yeah. We're going to be fighting Mom for a while here like this because we don't have knockout power, the tears rate to kill these enemies, so we're having to kill ads. Yeah. I haven't gotten to actually take a shot at Mom, like, for a while. Yeah, this can happen. If you don't have good tears rate, this is what the fights start to look like. And this is what the last couple of fights are going to look like also. Now, make no mistake, this is our future without tears rate. I could handle 6.8 damage. 6.8 damage is fine. 6.8 damage, no tier effects. It's fine. Our tears rate is going to make these fights feel like they take 10 years. I only have one bomb. I don't really want to use it. That was like a 5-minute mom fight. Yeah, that makes sense, game. Can I just kill an ad? Thank you. Oh, we do get a deal. Spirit of the Night and Book of Sin. I spoke too soon. We would have been able to void Book of Sin. That's okay, you know what? I'm okay with taking Spirit of the Night. I'm okay with taking Book of Sin and only using it once. We'll go ahead and send ourselves out here to the shop. We took the negative. I'll go ahead and buy the soul heart. I'll go ahead and pay the 3 coins in the dono machine. And we'll just continue the floor. Right, we have the negative for the rest of this floor. With any luck at all, we should be able to... Okay. With any luck at all, we should be able to void another one of these items. 75% of our damage, blah, 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 blah. I may just take the 120 volt. It's going to be part of our suite of items that we can use to just sort of like deal damage to close enemies, like this. I have to remember we do have flying. I don't have to brawl with a lot of these enemies. We have flying, we have spectral. Spirit of the Night, really good. Now, 120 volt isn't really going to solve most of our problems, but it is going to let us be a little dodgier. And actually does pair okay with the 120 volt, because we can reasonably expect to get close to enemies. The Fool. We can get reasonably close to enemies and zap them with 120. We can control our movement quite well like this. Like, does that make sense? We could totally just pick off some of our targets without problems. Just looking for the other item room, that's all game. We're just looking for the other item room, we'll be on our way. We know that this fire has a penny in it. Okay, well, we'll keep going, I guess. I do love the 120 volt for its ability to just like deal damage to these shielded enemies. Not shielded enemies, but you know what I mean. I'll check the curse room later. There's a chance that there's like another guppy item in there. Yeah, so I'm not gonna knock our devil deal for being Spirit of the Night. Spirit of the Night's fine. Spirit of the Night is acceptable item. It gives us a new way to avoid some of this stuff. Hey, look, we get a... That's cute. It's a cute room. This is a really long way to go for nothing. It's a fatty batty. Sure. Yeah. God only knows where item room is, right? Man, do I love Curse of the XL? Yes, I do. It's really fun. It's really good. Makes sense. Curse of the XL. Curse of the freaking XL. Thanks for giving me Curse of the XL. Extra long depths, too. And I'm going to, no doubt, forget like where the first room was, where our original room was. Now I'm going to have to go backtrack to find it. All these extra charges just going to waste. Hey, look, it's a sacrifice room. These bobbleheaded enemies are some of the worst. You know, we really could use the library on this floor. That would have been sweet. Sacrifice room. We can't really play the sacrifice room. We don't have enough soul hearts. I definitely would have considered it at the time, but shouldn't do it. Lord enemy? Oh lord, it's an enemy. A lot of charges here. Well, if we really want to, we could potentially void something else. There's an additional item. You know, you could die, like, whenever. Thank you. Oh. Well, we'll void this now.
The world.
I'll put this right now. So it's next to the challenge room. I forgot what was in the chest in the challenge room. Oh, bombs? Yeah. Yeah. So we're back down to 6.82. Rerolls pedestals and pickups in the current room. Okay. Tell me what you know about that. Tell me what you know about that. Tell me what you... I'll take the dice shard into the item room. I did this room mostly for the charge, because I want to be able to reroll this item room if it's bad. Toxic Shock. Actually, I think Toxic Shock is worth keeping. I really do. I think Toxic Shock is perfectly fine as an item. Toxic Shock is going to deal damage to everything in the room. Every room that we walk in. Now the one thing that we can do is we could dice shard the store after we get one more charge, and then if it's worthwhile we could buy it, and if it's not we could avoid it. And actually what we could do is we could pay this man for hopefully a payout. And you can see that's what I'm talking about, Toxic Shock. We didn't have to play that room. And then if this is an HP up, we can simply void it for stats. It is, so we'll just void it. Another damage up. We also got a Fool card, which I will use after I get out of the curse room. Actually, we still could do the shop thing, right? Yeah, you know what? Actually, it's fine. It's fine.
The Fool.
I'll just Fool card out, and we'll go down. We'll just go down. It's fine, guys. It's not a big deal. Dum bum bum. We have 7.82 damage, decent speed. Our tiers are still suffering, but we have also Toxic Shock, which is going to deal 7.8 to everything in these rooms. Every room. Which we're okay with. This gives us a bomb back. The High Priestess, huh? Very cool. Da-na-na-na. With any luck, our last shop will still be live. The sacrifice room is here. Sacrifice room is bad. Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. Yeah, Toxic Shock is going to soften up these rooms for us, and I'm really appreciative of that. Last item on the docket, item room. We can actually pick it up on the way back. We don't have to open that item room right now. Boop. Boop. And we found the store. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Now we could buy deep pockets, but actually it would just take away from our money that we want to deposit. I just want to leave 5 cents so that we could buy this. Okay. Spawns 1 to 3 coins, increases the yield. Yeah. Whatever. Fine, we'll buy it. I wanted to leave us with 5 coins just in case there was something we wanted to avoid, but I'm pretty confident that we can just get 5 coins if we really, really want to. We can't void any of this right now anyway, so what's the point, right?
Hey, what's the point, man? What are you talking about, dude? Dude, bruh. I can't believe you're talking to me like that, dude.
All right. Oh, well, we did it. Let's just go down. We'll just ascend. This is unfortunately going to be a pretty boring ascent fight because we just didn't see that many good items at all. I'm going to leave this trinket. We have 13 keys.
I spent it. It's gone. Just get over it.
Now we got the cracked key.
What do you mean it's gone? How can you have spent our savings?
How can you have spent our savings? The savings, we spent our savings. That man is dead. That man is dead. He died. He died just like a fool. Boop. Yeah, we don't need these either. We're gonna avoid them. Actually, you know what? I'll die shard. Okay, well, I mean. Yeah, we're not gonna die. And I just realized actually that Tropicamide we could have left on the floor, and then on the way back up we could have picked it up with Void. So that's on me. That's my fault.
Just like his father. Look at who he has to
But yeah, unfortunately this is going to be
Drunk again, aren't you?
Shut up, Mac.
a pretty boring
You just keep pushing me like
ascent
this. I'm
fight.
leaving.
Good. Leave.
I honestly just hope this is not going to take too long. 7.8 damage with a low tier rate is not fun. Well, we can get some tiers now. Another 0.4 tiers up. That's fine. It's better than nothing. There's always a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. I mean, the other thing is that we can use Void on cooldown. The Empress, huh? Actually, the Empress might help us to get through those fights a little bit faster. So I think we're good now. Well, I'm gonna hold on to the Empress card for the damage up. And if we see something else on the way up, I'll void it. But I don't think I want to use Void anymore, really. But yeah, you see, this is our future. I don't know how to dodge this death rattle. Yeah. But it's not a big deal really because now we have the wafer, so we're probably not gonna die this run. I can't see us dying this run. That's a crazy one. I need to finally learn how to dodge those death rattles. I know. I'm lazy. That's the longest wick ever. Yeah, 7.82 damage. It's not a little bit of damage, really. It's fine. It's, you know, but, you know, again, for the millionth time,
You need to repent.
I really
You need
think
to
we
confess your
could have done
sins
with some,
and become saved. Let his light inside you.
really could have done with
cleanse
some
your
additional
soul.
tears damage, something like that. Man, we would have been at like 6 hearts right now if it wasn't for the wafer. I need to tighten up.
Pray for your salvation. Come.
Yeah, you can now play like this on the Lost. Like every single one of these death battles would not have killed us, honestly, but it would have made things sketchy. You know, we can't walk through these rooms and die because you took a hit before the death battle happened. Yeah. Although on the Lost we would have had more chance for rerolls. So if I was playing as the Lost, I would definitely be trying to max range this enemy grub right here, and try not to get hit on the way out. So let's play this as if we were the Lost. Okay. The further you are away, the more likely you are to dodge it. Basement number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 1. And we didn't skip any of these floors, so. Okay, well this is a fun room. Got 'em all.
Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.
Pokemon, mon. What kind of Pokemon are you? How do you do the things you do? Share with me your secrets deep inside, yeah. Yeah, if this hasn't convinced you that Toxic Shock is potentially a run-winning item, especially on the Ascent, then I don't know what will. Okay, Toxic Shock is very strong. I would argue potentially run-winning. It turns the game into just can you beat the bosses without getting hit on the Lost. I mean, slowly keeping a catalog of items in my mind of that I would want to see in the Lost run. C-section.
Where are you going? Wait! We need you! Your son
Well,
needs you!
right now, if we were the Lost, we would have lost our mantle.
I just can't do this anymore.
Please don't leave us!
It's crazy. Okay, we would still be alive right now. I would have bombed out of here though if I was the Lost. But I'm just trying to play. I'm using this as practice. Trying to tighten up. Tighten it up. Tighten up the screws. Got a bomb back. Yep. Man, wouldn't this be great if we had money equals power? Bro. We'll play this room too. Gotta tighten up, man. Tighten up. You gotta play tight. Alright. We made it. Welcome home. The Empress, so we got 2 Empress cards. That's good. And we will be able to do that. Because we can crack key to get our homie, the boy, Tainted Apollyon, Lord of the Flies. Boop. I'm gonna avoid this. Oh, we got the Strength card, and we got another damage up. Great. It's really phenomenal. Yeah. In this case, I will use the Empress against the first boss, which is Dogma. What a horrible knife for a curse. 10 points of damage per swing. Good shot. It's definitely not where you want to stand. The further away you can be from him, the better. And I almost feel like it's at all times. You have more of an ability to dodge some of these. Okay. Got him. The Lord is my shepherd. I want to say one more. One more? No. He's done. Yeah, our tears rate is still just not good. Yeah, we're gonna be fighting some of these late game bosses for a long time, unfortunately. Yeah, we would have died there if we were the lost. I really don't think that we would have won this if we were the lost. You know, it just you can't find yourself in these situations with the lost and be like, oh, I could beat these bosses without getting hit. You really need to get to the point. On the lost, you need to get to the point where you can nuke these bosses really fast. It's why they give you the Eternal D6 with the intention of like, oh, well, you could just skip everything you don't want. Void is supposed to have a similar effect, but we just, like, we didn't get a really good deal at all during this run. We got only Guppy's Eye. I like that trick. That was a neat little trick. You know, and Guppy's Eye, like, is Guppy's Eye is not going to save us from these bosses. These bosses are all going to get to do their full suite of attacks against us. We can't even kill it. It's kind of hard to believe. With 10 points of damage, we can't get rid of these little flies out the air. Yeah. Yeah, this is our future for this fight. I don't think we can actually take damage from these because of Toxic Shock. I'm pretty sure we could stand in the cloud, but we shouldn't because the bullets are going to land on us. I mean, you can see the problem, right? Like, you could sort of see for yourself what low tears rate does for you in the late game, even with really, really good, acceptable damage. Because I've often told people, like, hey, 7 or 8.0 and above is fine damage. Now, I'm actually shocked that I did that entire Pestilence fight without taking a hit. And I definitely wouldn't condone if I was the lost. I definitely wouldn't condone, like... Okay, you cut us off because that makes sense. I definitely wouldn't condone trying to drop bombs on the enemies like this if I was playing as the lost. There he goes. Yeah, we got to see his entire move suite. It's actually really funny. Death is usually the most BS of these enemies to deal with as the lost, because he just spawns the sights on top of you. At least this is good, like I keep saying, at least this is good practice against these kinds of nonsense, because I'm gonna have to deal with this as the lost probably a lot. Like, we would have died if we were the lost at this point, but at least it's like, oh, well, how many extra hits did I take? Oh, I took 1 extra hit against war. So we would have died against war. I lost the mantle against I lost the mantle against Famine, even though Famine arguably is the easiest one of the bunch. But I don't know, man. That bullet pattern sends me for a loop every time. Maybe that's just me, but I get jebaited all the time by that bullet pattern. That bullet pattern is not my friend. I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, but it's not every day you get to see 3 devil deals. One of them is GUPPY'S Eye, the other one's a Krampus fight, the last one's like Spirit of the Night, plus Book Us In, but no stat ups whatsoever. I would have just died against the beast. Now that hit is definitely unacceptable. I should not have gotten a hit there. I'll give the YouTube comments some feed against me. I'm actually surprised that I'm not in range for 120 volt here. Go ahead, you can do your little fireball nonsense. By the way, against the beast and the ascent, all cheese strats are on as the lost. I have no problem. I have absolutely no problem playing for Nodleaf, anything like that. I have no problem playing for Nodleaf plus a cheese and con, win con. I'm not gonna feel bad if that's the way that we end up beating it. And you shouldn't either, honestly. If you're trying to play for Dead God and you're like, well, I have a sense of honor about myself, and I'm gonna try to win the regular way. Okay, well, that's fine. Just understand that you're signing yourself up for playing a lot of extra runs. Potentially a lot of extra runs. If you're a good enough player, I can guarantee you it won't take that many extra runs to do it. It's going to take some doing, possibly 5, 6, 7, 10, maybe more runs to beat the Lost Ascent. If you have the know-how to try to find the right combos, you'll have to do fewer. Because you could just be like, well, I'm trying to put together Nodleaf Familiar. I'm trying to put together 4.5 volt Book of Shadows. I'm trying to put together just a strong Brimstone homing run. Or I'm trying to put together, what's another good one? Unicorn Stump 4.5 volt Familiar. I want to say even Unicorn Stump, Sacrificial Dagger is game winning even without 4.5 volt, because then you could just have it against every single one of the Harbingers and you have to do just half of the fight. So there's lots of ways that you could win your run outside of this, but this run just didn't have any of it. You know, this run had like bad items and item rooms that we voided, and then Void would not give us tears. Void refused to give us tears. So,
He saw his mother
but
mourning the loss of
you
her
know, we
son.
shouldn't complain. We got the
He
win
saw
anyway.
his
We don't have to
father
do
leaving
Apollyon
them
anymore
without
as
turning
on
to
Road to
say
B-side. So
goodbye.
I hope you enjoyed this
He
run
saw his
nevertheless.
mother
If you
sleeping,
did,
and his
I would
father
appreciate it if you would
taking
consider
money
leaving me a
from
like
the
on the
purse.
channel. Helps us a
He
lot.
heard
And
the late night
yeah, I hope you have a great
fights they
day.
had
So long,
that
everybody.
kept him up at night, and the guilt he felt for what he believed he was causing.